Hi guys, this is Mpho, also known as Pastor Moletsane. I'm just gonna show you the software that I use to trade on Derive, to trade the boom and the crash. Basically on this software, I'll only be showing you how to trade against the spike to get a little profit in and out. Most of the traders will tell you this is basically scalping the market. Well, the scalping is very powerful if you are taking the little and you're going out. So I've managed to push about 1,080 USDs on one day on this software that I've designed. The software was designed by me, and then the software is working on H1, M30, M15, and M1. It's also working on currencies and indices, but only on MT5. So if you want more details, there's my numbers here. You can call me or WhatsApp me. Then I will give you all the details that you need. So to save time, let's start. So basically, the setup that you see here, the appearance that you see here, it's coming with the software. The time now it's 22:54 South African time. Today is the 1st of February, which is only left with about 1 hour 6 minutes, 1 hour 5 minutes to be the 2nd of February. It's almost a midnight. So with the lot size, let's start with the lot size. I normally use the lot size of 0.50 or less, not more than that. Sometimes I go for 0.20, 0.30, because remember we are trading against the spike. And then the candlesticks that you see here are coming with the software. And when you look on the candlesticks here, there's the period separators. The traders who has experience will tell you this is basically the separation of a day. And then another thing that you see here, it's the candlestick types. Like this one, it's a bull cross. And like this one, it's a bull cross. And this one, it's a bearish engulfing and the dark cloud. Some of the candlestick types are formed based on the EMA and the SMA. Like the bull cross, as it says, it's a bull cross. That is where the EMA and the SMA are crossing, but you won't see them because I have actually coded them on my software so that they cannot be seen. And then from there, you know, the bearish and the bullish. When it's bearish, is down. When it's bullish, is going up. So this is the engulfing and this is the dark cloud. Those are the candlestick types that I have designed with my software. It's not only those. There's also the harami, like this one is a bull harami. And there's a lot. There's also the bull piercing or the bearish piercing. It's just that I don't see them on the current graphs. Yeah, but when you have this software, you will see all of those little good things. So on this software, to save time, there's also an indicator down there. This indicator, I use it to catch the spike when I'm trading the spikes. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to show you how to trade against the spikes, meaning we are not going to use this indicator. However, somehow, this indicator is very important for you to see when the spike is about to happen so that you can run away if you are scalping against the spike. So let's start. I won't give you the settings of my indicator. When you are WhatsApping me or calling me and you are buying my software, then I'll give you all the settings and the indicators. But they actually come with the software. They are coded on the software. So once you install the software, everything will appear the same way as you see my graph looks. But you are still allowed to make some modifications. If you don't like the red and green, you can do the colors that you want. However, you must not change anything except the colors. So let's go on. So now I want to explain with this strategy of scalping the boom and crash. Basically on the boom, you are not buying, you are trading against it, you're gonna sell. And then on the crash, you are not selling, you're gonna trade against it, you're gonna buy. As you can see here, if you bought from here, you could have made a lot of money. And I'm looking at the H1 time frame. So I want to explain that time frames. As I said earlier, this software is best when you are looking at H1, M30, and M15. Those are the three best time frames where you will get the good signal. So now the question is, what is the signal and how do you see a signal? The signal is basically these little arrows that you see here. This arrow shows you that we are going down. This arrow is telling you that you're going up. This arrow is telling you we're going up. However, you don't just use the arrows alone. We are also using the support and the resistance. Looking at this graph here at the crash 500 on H1, this purple blocks or this purple long block is the support. As you can see, the graph turned there. Our software is very clever to show you where the support is. You don't need to draw the support. You don't need to draw the resistance. It will draw for you the support and the resistance based on the time frame of where you are. So this purple is a resistance and this is the resistance. As you can see, this is a long resistance, which means it's much stronger than this other one is a short resistance, and this one is much shorter. So the colors don't mean nothing. I just played around the colors. Some of the colors are same as the candle, like this one. Can you see the candle is red and the color is red, which is something I need to work on, because now you cannot see the signal, if the signal is happening right inside the resistance line. So for you to take a good trade on this, you're not only focusing on the arrows that are coming there, you wait for the arrow to happen inside the resistance or inside the support. Like this one is happening inside the support, it's a good entry. And this one is happening inside the resistance, it's a good entry. I said to you, this software is not only working for the boom and crash, but I normally use it more on the boom and crash. It also works on the volatilities. It also works on volatility 75, 50, and others, and so on, and also on the jump. So since we are trading against the spike here, it means every crash we are going to buy. So to explain something quickly, which is very important, the software is working with the time of the trade, which means the real clock of the trade. Like for instance, if you look at the market watch here, you can see it's 21:01. And if you look at the clock here, the South African time is 23:01. So basically, we are dealing with the intervals, the time intervals of 15 minutes each. So meaning each and every 15 minutes, we are getting a signal. Every 15 minutes, it's a signal. Basically, on an hour, we're getting about 4 signals, sometimes less, sometimes more. But there's no way that you cannot find a signal in 15 minutes. If it jumps 15 minutes, you don't get a signal. The next 15 minutes, you're going to get a signal. So you can imagine in 5 hours, how many signals would you have? So being greedy, it will be actually risky on your side, knowing that you are still going to get more signals and you now becoming greedy, you are the one who's killing yourself. That's one thing you must understand. I said this software is working with the 15 minutes intervals, meaning if the time is 21:00, that's when you look at the signal and get in. If the time is 21:15, that's where you look at the signal and get in. If the time is 21:30, you look at the signal, you get in. 21:45, you look at the signal, you get in. 22:00, you look at the signal and you get in, and so on and so on. All your intervals goes with 15 minutes. Again, in addition to that, if the time is 21:00 here, it means in a normal language that we know, it's an o'clock. So once it's an o'clock, we are looking at the time frame of H1, the time frame of M30, the time frame of M15. Why are we looking at those 1, 2, 3 time frames? It's because we are on the o'clock. O'clock means the hour is completed. So H1, it will accommodate the hour. And M30, it will also accommodate the hour because on 1 hour, there's 230 minutes. So M30 falls under 1 hour. M15, it also falls under 1 hour because M15, it forms an hour if there are 4 M15s, which means in 1 hour, you can get 4 signals from M15. In 1 hour, you can get 2 signals from M30. In 1 hour, you can get 1 signal from H1. So if you don't understand that, my number is still there. I said my name is Mpho. I'm also known as Pastor Moletsane. So you can WhatsApp me anytime, only if you are interested on this software. On this software, guys, I don't want to lie to you. This software is 99.9% accurate. You don't just get trades where you will lose. The trades here are always win as long as you're following what I'm telling you and you take a little on the market and you are out. When I say the little, I also mean that you take the profit of $2 to $3 per trade and you are out. Even if you open so many positions, $2, $3, that is the maximum, you are out. Bear in mind that you are trading against the spike. It means you are stealing the profits and you are out. So we are going to take a trade. Though I'm doing it on my demo, we are just waiting for this time to say 21:15. Once it's 21:15, we'll be checking our signal and take a trade. So because we are now facing 21:15, it means all our charts should be on M15, 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 because we are facing 21:15. If we were facing 21:30, all our charts were going to be on M30 and also on M15, because on 21:30 there's M30 and there's also M15 twice. So we are doing that. I hope I'm making sense, guys. But if I'm not, you are allowed to WhatsApp me or to call me. I'll explain further. So we are putting all our graphs on M15. We cannot check a graph on M30 while we are at 21:15, because 21:15 means only 15 minutes passed after the o'clock. But if it was 21:30, it was telling you that only 30 minutes passed. So it means we can look at M15 and M30, because M15, it's actually creating M30 when it's calculated twice. M15 twice, it's actually M30. So I will explain that as time goes. So now we are left with almost 9 minutes for the first signal. Then once we get the signal, we are in. Another thing, guys, that you must always make sure is that you must check your trend. Even though you're going to trade against the crash, it goes down, and then you are going to trade the trades that are buying. You're going to buy on your trade. So you cannot just get inside the market like this and say, I'm getting just inside the market like this on M15. You look for the trend. There's no good trend there, but here, if you can look at this trend, the market is going down and we are on the crash. So if the market is going down and we're on the crash, it means we cannot trade against the market because it's going down. The trend is going down. So basically, we can't look at this crash 500 because it's not going to allow us to go against the market since the trend is going down. Then the crash 1000, if you can see, the market went down and now the market is actually in a range for now. So we can play with this range using the support and the resistance and the support. Once we see a signal like this that says bull harami on top of the support, we get in. Once we see a signal like this that says bearish engulfing on top of the resistance, we get in. However, It's your choice if you are trading the bull harami, or you are trading the bull cross, or the bearish engulfing, or the bull engulfing. Meaning, if you are an engulfing person, you can trade the engulfings. If you are the harami person, you can trade the haramis. I personally trade the bull cross or the bear cross. I am following the cross. I love the crosses because they tend to be more stronger than any other signals. So with this demonstration, I'm still going to look for the crosses. If I don't get the cross for the purpose of demonstration, I will use any signal that is coming. So also on this one, because we are on M15, you can see the market is a bit scrambled. You cannot see which one is which. But however, on the last graphs that the last candles that ran in the past few hours, you can see the market was going down. And then you are following our support and the resistance. They will show you that this is our support and resistance. You can still get in and get a little and go out. That's how powerful is the software. When people are not trading, your software will show you that you can still trade. And then let's go to this one, Boom 1000. Boom 1000, you can see that we are having a market that is bouncing back on the support and the resistance. And this is a long resistance, and this is the longer one, and that is the very long resistance. And this one is a small support, and the green line is the long support. So the longer the support or the longer the resistance, the stronger the trend. And also when the signal is happening right inside, just like here, the signal happened right inside the resistance. That tells you that the signal is much stronger for you to get in and out and take your $3. So I'm just waiting for the last 5 minutes because we are on 2110 now. We're still waiting for a signal. Remember, this software is working with the signals that are being created or that are coming each and every 15 minutes. So I'm still waiting for that. As I said, guys, this is the little indicator that I normally use for catching the spike. However, even if I'm not catching the spike, it's actually more important for me to see if the spike is coming while I'm scalping the market and trading against the spikes, so that I can run away on time that the spike is about to come. If the spike comes, I run away before the spike comes, because of this little indicator, which is coming together with the software that I have designed, which you will get once you speak to me. So remember, guys, there is no software or there is no indicator that is powerful than any other indicators, because at the end of the day, nobody knows the market more than anyone, because this market was not created and designed by our parents. So we don't know what's going to happen. However, we are using the indicators and the softwares that are giving us more energy, and not energy actually, but that are giving us the more strength and more belief that if I get inside this trade, something that you're expecting will happen. We don't just enter the trade with the black head without knowing what we are doing. So we are having the last 3 minutes that we're waiting for. Let me check if all my lot size are on 50. Lot size. All my lot size are on 50. I don't want to take more lot size, because the higher the lot size, the more the risk. So you can take 20, you can take 30, you can take whatever you want to take. At the end of the day, the choice is yours, depending on the size of your bank or the size of your account. So if you don't have much money, you cannot take many positions with a high lot size. You can only take a small lot size. So if there's any questions, as I said, please let me know. If you are interested on this software, please let me know. The software is licensed. You cannot borrow anyone or copy it to anyone. This software, once you are putting it on your computer, is done. It cannot be used again. And this software is a lifetime software. It doesn't change. It doesn't need updates. So it's just a software on its own. And the only time that you're going to have a challenge with this software, it's when you format your laptop, because this software, it only works on the laptop, not on the cell phones. There's no versions that we have for cell phone. We only have it on the laptop. And then it only works for MT5, not for MT4. It doesn't matter if you are trading NASDAQ or you're trading DEX, you're trading US 30, you're trading volatilities or boom and crash or jump. The software, as long as it's running on MT5, it will work. For instance, let me just open V75 while the time is still running. If you look at V75, you can see clearly that if you got in here on the support, you could have actually made money to go up. You can see clearly that if you got in here on bearish engulfing, just next to the resistance, you could have made some money. If you got in here right after the indicator, was it after the signal? The signal was saying bear cross, my favorite signal. If I got in after this bear cross, I could have made money up until there. And this is VIX 75, volatility 75, which I normally trade with 0.002. So if I got in here during the resistance, I could have let my trade to run up until here. I could have made a lot of money, which is the reason why I'm telling you that the software is computable for every pair without any hesitation. So let's look at our boom and crash. We are now on 21.15. The first thing that we do, we look at the previous candle before the candle that is being formed now. The previous candle didn't say anything, and the previous candle was on the middle of the resistance and support. In that case, we are not doing nothing. There is no signal. We go to crash 500. To crash 500, we can see there's a signal that is called the bull harami. However, the bull harami happened just in the middle of nowhere. That means it's dangerous for us. We are not taking a trade. Then we go to crash 1000. Crash 1000, we can see the previous candle is right on the support, and on top of that support, there is no signal, because we don't see anything that says bearish or bullish on this line. There's nothing that says bullish or bearish, though the candle is right on top of the resistance, so we cannot take a risk on this. Then we are going to boom 300. Boom 300, the previous candle didn't say anything with regards to the signal, so there's nothing we can do. The boom 500, the previous candle didn't say anything, even though it's on the support, on the resistance, so there's nothing we can do. And then with this one, the previous candle said bear cross, my favorite. However, it said bear cross on the middle of nowhere. I can reconsider this one, looking at the fact that the graph, it just left there, the resistance. However, it's on the middle of nowhere. It's still a little risky for me, but I'll put it as an alternative if I don't get any signal. Then we go to volatility 75. I said we're not going to use 75. Let me close it. I was just showing you it. So basically, I don't have any signal here, but for the demonstration purpose, I'm going to take this bear cross and assume that this bear cross happened right here on the resistance for the demonstration purpose. And I'm going to sell. Let me say you're selling about 1, 2, 3, 4. I normally take about 5 trades of 0.50. So when you get here, remember I took a very risky trade because I took in the middle of nowhere. I was supposed to take it when this bear cross candle is formed right on top of the resistance. However, I'm going to show you how much am I taking. I'm taking just a little. Let me see. I'm looking for $2 to $3. This is 0.97, and this is $2. This $2 is enough for me. I'm going to copy this point. This is one thing I need to explain to you guys. I don't copy the take profit based on the scale number. The scale number is this number. This is the number that we see on the right-hand side here. I don't take it based on that. I take it based on the points. Normally, I take the points, I put them to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. I put them to 50,000. 50,000 is normally $2.5 if you are using 0.5. Let's check if I'm right. This is $2.5. So I'm expecting $2.5 per trade. I'm going to put all my profits, take profits to be on $2.5. Remember, I said we're taking a little, but we're taking more. We're taking a little and we run away. I'll explain to you further what more things that you can do to confirm before you take a trade. As I said earlier, you can't take a trade just like I took a trade. If the signal happened just in the middle of nowhere, this signal must be right on top of this purple block, which is the resistance. Because now we are trading against the spike. Trading against the spike. We are on boom, which goes up, which is spiking up, but we are taking a trade that is going down. This is how we cheat the boom and crash, take the little and run away. That is what we are doing. So I'm waiting for you to reach this 2.50, then I'm out. In the meantime, I can do some confirmation on M1 on the same pair. M1 is telling me that we are really going down. As you can see, our support, our resistance line are on top. The resistance is on top, the resistance is on top, the resistance is on top. Unlike when the resistance are on the bottom. If they are on the bottom, it means we're going down. Like if the resistance was here and was here, it means we are going up. But now they are on top, it means we are really going down. So this trade has more power for us to get more profits. And then I'm looking at my little indicator that I was telling you about. The indicator currently, the red is not crossing the green. If the red is not crossing the green, it means I still have more powers that are saying the spike is still very far to happen. Then that tells me that I can have this trade and win it quickly. But remember, as I said, there's no indicator that is perfect than any other indicator, or there's no indicator that will give you the exact market prediction. It's just an indicator. Most of the indicators are lagging, are the lagging ones, and most of them, they are not accurate. So like for instance, if you can look at this spike here, look at the spike here, this first spike. Once the red crosses the green, we get a spike, there's a spike. And once the red crosses the green, there's a spike. And once the red crosses the green and we see the black line after that, it tells us there will be another spike soon. So this is a video for another day where I'm going to show you how do I catch a spike. Currently, I'm running away from the spike. I take a little and I run away. Since I can see that nothing is happening between the two, my red line is on top of 35 and my green line is just at the bottom of 100. This tells me that the spike is still very far to happen. So for me to get my $2.5 might be the good time for me to do that. Remembering that no one knows the market and no one is perfect with the market. We are just using the indicators and the software to give us the more accurate trade before we can take a trade. So we took this trade based on the M15. So the M15 now has, it's actually close to taking profit. We are still on profit of 1.6, which is the total of $8. Remember, guys, here we are not trying to be rich in a second. We are trying to make profits for each and every transaction. I mean, for each and every trade. I normally say it's better to take a little and run away, unlike losing a lot because you stayed long on the trade. Take a little, run away. The little that you get, if you get too many littles, it ends up being the very big thing. So this is exactly what you're doing. We're taking a little and we run away. And another thing that you must remember is that these signals are coming each and every 15 minutes. So you have no reason to sit on the graph for a very long time just to be greedy. and you have no reason to get into a trade late just because you saw the bear cross happening late like I did now. I said to you, you can only take this bear cross if this bear cross happened on top or inside of this purple box. For demonstration purpose, I just did this. So you have no reason to be greedy. Once the signal passed and you are late for it, wait for another one. Don't take chances. We are talking about the boom and the crash. It will crash your account. It will boom your account within a second and you will be broke. So you better wait and wait for good things. Now we are on 2 point something. We're almost on 2.50. Once it gets to 2.50, I will be closing my trade. Remember, guys, this is my number. If you need me, you can WhatsApp me here. And sorry, I'm trying to make this video short, but it looks like it took longer than the way I was expecting. So guys, if you really need more about this software, come to me. Out of 20 trades or 40 trades per day, because I'm taking so many trades because these signals are coming so many times. You can just imagine in 1 hour, there's about 4 signals that are coming from M15, and there's about 2 signals that are coming from M30, and there's about 1 signal that is coming from H1. So you will do the math. In 1 hour, how many signals did you really get? So yes, we won our trade. So we actually got our profit. So thank you guys very much for this time. So if you like this video, just talk to me on WhatsApp and then I will definitely be there to help you. Have a great night. Good night. Bye.